Hello everyone, Constitutionalist Libertarian here. And in this video today we're going to be taking a look at an article from the New York Post written by Keith J. Kelly and was published on June 23rd. And this is just desserts and kind of explains the whole thing that New York Times had tried with, doing on the note of destroying YouTube personalities with like Pewdie Pie and the YouTube ad apocalypse and all that. They're hurting fucking campers and they're looking at the fact of going belly up. Just fucking desserts. Payback is a bitch. And I'm guessing things are just going to only keep getting worse for the New York Times. And that's what I mean by payback. Is all you people that had no problem with that shit, that are sitting there hoping to keep your job, yeah, might not be able to. So Keith here, in a good title, New York Times bloodbath could include reporter jobs. It's not really that biased. I mean, he's being honest. I mean, there's a bloodbath going on to cut jobs, to cut the money that the New York Times is putting out. Because this isn't the days of when you had Times Square, which got its name from the New York Times, in that little triangular building that the ball drops on. Okay, this isn't the days of when the Times was there and it was making money hand over fist, alright? It's an archaic outlet. It's dying. Reporters at the New York Times could soon be vulnerable to the axe. I say good. After the shit they've been fucking pulling, all the leftist fucking crap they've been spewing, fucking deserve it. If the ongoing round of voluntary buyouts being offered to editing staff does not get enough takers, the Gray Lady could begin another round. New York Times executive editor Dean Banquet recently warned his top department editors. But the thing is when this happens, because I've known people who went through this with Lucent when they fucked over the employees that were, there through Bell Labs, Western Electric, AT&T Tech, going back from Western Electric through Bell Labs and all that. They fucked them hardcore. So the thing is people didn't take the first offer. They chanced it. They took a risk and waited for a better offer. So if they don't have enough takers, it might be in the benefit of these editors to have rejected the first round or even the second round to possibly get more money. So that could be the case here. Up until now, the company has not indicated that layoffs would happen if targeted numbers weren't achieved. Grant Glickson, president of the News Guild, told Media Inc. Well, of course they're not going to say that if they don't meet the buyout the numbers that they need, they're going to lay off people. Because, one, that's a given, and two, you don't want to alert people to it. Because, yeah, then shit can happen. It's like, what were they, the Daves in Office Space? It's like one of their philosophy type things. As part of NYT's ongoing restructuring of its editing ranks, 109 copy editors have had their jobs eliminated. Good. If you can't compete and you're in a position where there isn't a product being produced at a level that there used to be, like the whole print copy, that means print, that means like the newspaper itself. If you're not making as many copies of it as you were, I got no problem with 109 of you guys getting the axe. There are estimated to be about 50 new jobs available in the restructured editing operation that the Times envisions for its digital and video oriented future. Okay. So what about some of these guys applying for those jobs or people, I should say, because I don't want to offend the leftists. But yeah, I mean, some of them I'm assuming could apply if they're qualified, but copy editors, like with the note of print, it's kind of an archaic thing. there isn't the demand for it. So hopefully they have a little diversity in their background. Otherwise, they're going to be screwed. When the downsizing was first revealed in late May, a memo from Barquet, whatever his name, I can't even say his name, and managing editor Joe Kahn, sorry, I couldn't help that, portrayed the cuts as a streamlining of the editing process and indicated that some of the savings would be used to hire up to 100 more journalists. Well, of course they're going to portray it as streamlining, because it is. I mean, you're trimming the fat. So it's not like they were being dishonest there. And of course they're going to indicate that there would be more jobs coming out as a result, because they don't want this to be looked at as a complete decimation of the New York Times. But in a mid-June meeting with department heads, Barquet admitted that journalists could be targeted in a new round of layoffs once the editing ranks are culled. Good. I hope those two fucks that started the whole, like the fucks with the Pewdie Pie and the fucks the two fucks with him and the fucks with the whole ad apocalypse thing. I hope every one of those motherfuckers lose their jobs. That would be karma. That would be complete and totally acceptable karma. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would never want something like that, you know, someone losing their job. I would not want that to happen to anyone, but with all the livelihoods that these fucking assholes decided they wanted to mess with, it would be poetic justice, it would be karma to have them lose their ability after they caused people to lose the ability to support themselves. It'd just be karma for them to lose their ability to support themselves. It really would be. I just attended a department head meeting with Dean and the rest of the staff, Metro editor Wendell Jameson said in a June 15 memo to his own staff. While much of the buyout discussions have focused on editors, the buyouts are also available to reporters. Dean made it clear that should the Times find itself in a layoff situation, reporters will also be vulnerable. The memo eventually made its way to the News Guild, where it triggered a new uproar. Well, of course, because these guys are like, oh no, we gotta keep jobs, we gotta keep people that are in a field that's dying employed. The News Guild blasted the decision by Times management to do away with copy editors and potentially expand its layoffs to reporters. This proves that what we have suspected all along, said Glickson. The Times restructuring of the newsroom is really about bottom line and not about making the editing process more efficient as they claim. Well, you can have both things be right, that it is about the bottom line and about restructuring for streamlining. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. They don't have to be mutually, you know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning here and I haven't been to sleep yet. The opposite of mutually exclusive. But yeah, it doesn't have to be, you know, the fact of you can't have one, you know, you can't have one with the other. You can have both. They can be, you know, sharing an effect. On what's going on. The process is speeding along. However, despite the union's objections, interviews for copy editors to apply for the new positions are expected to conclude June 27th. Okay, yeah. So, the unions are upset. Yeah, well, they should be, because they're losing their ability to keep people who shouldn't have jobs because an open market dictates that it's a dead form of media or a dying form. So they want to try to keep those people employed. Well, they can go off looking for a job someplace else, because this is an industry that can't support them any longer, both on the numbers and on the note of financially. It's just, that's the truth of it. I don't care what anyone wants to say otherwise. The truth hurts. They are being conducted by 14 top editors: Jameson, Monica Drake, Nancy Gauss, Steve Kenny, Mark Lacey, Patrick LaForge, Dean Murphy, Caroline Q, Carolyn Ryan, Karen Skog, Dick Stevenson, Archie C., Vivian Toy, and Susan Westlake. The interview committee will meet June 28 and 29 to decide it will be called back for a second interview. Okay. The second interview process is expected to end by July 10th. Okay. The bio window closes July 20th, so alright. People have a little less than a month. So, let's see. The bio window closes July 20th, so there will be a 10-day period in which copy editors who have essentially been job eliminated can volunteer for a buyout. Okay, yeah. I mean, so here's the thing. It's not like these assholes are having their, like, true effective karma with all the shit they started, because they're getting buyouts. I'm fine with this. I have no problems if the New York Times goes up in smoke at all. And with the age of some of these people, they should probably take the buyout, because they're getting up to retirement age. Why not take advantage of it? Said one insider, if you don't have a job after the interview process is complete, you really have no choice but to take the buyout. Well, yeah. You guys are lucky you're getting the buyout, because if this was Office Space, you guys would be fucked. You'd all be having your efficiency, you know, the meetings by the efficiency experts, interviewing for your jobs, and you'd all be fucked. But hey, who am I to judge on that one? I mean, you're the assholes who honestly think that you can sit there and keep pushing the false narrative, fake news bullshit that you do at the Times. Have yourselves propped up on being a dying form of media, and just continue with the status quo. It don't work like that. I wouldn't shed a tear if you do go. So I wish you all the best, New York Times, but if you don't make it, I got no problems with that. When Alex Jones has way more reach than you guys do, that speaks volumes. And I have no problem with that either. Rest in peace, guys. Rest in peace. Well, everyone, this is the Constitutionalist Libertarian. Wow, this is my shortest video in a while. We're less than 14 minutes, so let's get it under 14 minutes here. So, if you like the video, definitely hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to get an update on all my latest videos, click the bell. Thank you all. Have a good one.